It is time for hardball. Game 2 of this 3-game set. The Rockies and the Dodgers. The Rockies prevailed 7-3 last night. Limited the Dodgers to 5 hits in the first pitch of the ball game from Tyler Anderson to Howie Kendrick. Misses ball 1. Howie Kendrick batted 8th last night. He's in the top spot this evening against the lefty Anderson. And that pitch is hit well to center field, but Charlie will move back a couple of strides, make the catch. 1 out. Let's take a look at the Dodgers lineup this evening, presented by Southwest Airlines. Their skipper's the first-year man, Dave Roberts, who had a very fine big league career. Corey Seager will bat second. Then it's Justin Turner, as hot as anybody in baseball. Scott Van Slyke will bat fourth. He's in the starting lineup tonight. Adrian Gonzalez, Kike Hernandez, Jock Peterson, A.J. Ellis, and making his second big league start will be Brock Stewart. That pitch cuts away. Ball 1 on Corey Seager. 0 for 3 and a walk last night for Seager. 3 punch-outs. And though he's solid against lefties, not nearly the batting average against left-handed pitching that you see Corey have against righties. And he was way out in front and he lost the bat.
Well, and that's something that he's not going to see or doesn't see very often from a left-hander, is a changeup. He will definitely see those tonight from Tyler Anderson. Just laughing at the music they're playing here at the loudspeaker. Hold on loosely, and that's exactly what he did. Hold on loosely to that bat as it whips around and hits the brick wall behind.
And a line shot, base hit. So Seager held on to the bat that time. A 1-out knock for Seager, and that'll bring up Justin Turner as we look at some more numbers on Tyler Anderson.
I think the thing that when you're looking at Tyler's number, he's talking about 3 consecutive wins here at home, but only 10 walks in the 54 innings. So that keeps his whip below that 1.3 that you kind of look as the magic line. 2 different changeups we reference at times. Guys are only hitting .233 against the fastball. So look for Tyler to kind of work that in and out to this lineup of the Dodgers.
Turner was 2 for 4 last night. He doubled in a couple of runs on the late side of the ball game yesterday. The Rockies had a 7-0 lead. Got the 2-run double from Turner, also a home run by Grandal against Jake McGee. And this is in the air to deep right. Cargo going back. There's some wind out there. Cargo's going to have to, well, it's gone. Wow. He was looking to play it off the wall. That thing just carried on out. And the Dodgers jump on top of Tyler Anderson. That's his 14th home run since June the 12th. That's first in the National League.
And that is the first home run that Tyler has allowed in the last 22 2/3 inning. You have to go all the way back to that second inning of the Phillies start that he had. Fastball, and Justin Turner, you see the strength of Turner, because this ball kept carrying. It was going to go off the wall. Instead it goes on the top of the wall into the seats.
50th career home run. Reynolds runs to the bag in front of Van Slyke, and there's 2 outs. So the Rockies are in a quick hold tonight. We look at Nolan Arenado. I was having a conversation earlier today with Nomar Garciaparra, and they were talking on the broadcast side for the Dodgers about the injury to Trevor Story, and his suggestion was play Nolan at shortstop, because Oral Hershiser asked him, said, who's the best shortstop in the National League? And he said, Nolan Arenado, so just slide him over.
I guess Baltimore did that when J.J. Hardy went down. They moved Manny Machado over to shortstop.
So that's pretty high praise.
That is real high. And coming from somebody that played the premier position like Nomar.
1 strike on Adrian Gonzalez. And that's back up the middle, and it's going to end up and out off of Tyler Anderson. So Anderson gives up a hard single to Seager, and then an opposite field home run to Justin Turner. So the Rockies in an early hole. Turner. They're facing a young man making just his second major league start. Charlie Blackmon will be first. And here's the Southwest batting order tonight for Walt Weiss. Same lineup as last night. DJ LeMahieu will bat second. Cargo, Arenado, David Dahl in the middle. Mark Reynolds, Daniel Descalso. He's on 3 times last night. And then Nick Hundley and Tyler Anderson. On the hill is 24-year-old Brock Stewart out of Illinois State. And most of this kid's college career, he was a position player.
And then he would come in and maybe close the ball game and just throw as hard as he could. That's what they were hoping when they drafted him, that they could convert him to be a pitcher. And what a rise it's been. The numbers with Okie City, 7 games, 4-0 record, 2.95 ERA. But this is a kid that started in Class A ball this year in the Cal League.
Pretty impressive to jump all the way from A ball to the big leagues. Here's the 0-1, and that's inside.
His first start this year in pro ball was against Lake Elsinore, and now it's against Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, unless you're working a rehab start, you're not normally facing the Rockies and Lake Elsinore in the same season. Charlie in opposite field, not good start for Colorado.
Charlie says, "You're going to throw me away? I'll take it away." Stewart, A.J. Ellis. That pitch might have been a tad off the plate. And then as close as Justin Turner was playing, just couldn't elevate to reach that. Nice little leadoff knock to start this ball game for Charlie.
Yeah, you mentioned that start that Brock Stewart had, and he gave up the 5 runs. They all came, as that pitch is in there to LeMahieu, they all came in the 2nd inning of that ball game against Milwaukee, and he threw 3 shutout innings after that, and that impressed his teammates that he was able to belly up to the bar, so to speak, after that, put it aside, throw up some zeros, and give the Dodgers a chance to get back in it. They didn't, but they were impressed with his moxie.
Yeah, or at least save that bullpen so they didn't have to go so early. That helped them the next day and then the day after. And that'll win a lot of guys in the clubhouse if you can do that.
Bouncing ball through the right side. Blackmon will stop at second as Van Slyke got to it quickly. Back-to-back hits for the Rockies here in the bottom of the 1st, and that'll bring up Cargo. Let's glance quickly at the Dodgers defensively. We focus in on Kike Hernandez. He's so versatile. He has started all 3 outfield spots this year. He has started at 3rd, short, and 2nd also, and he's DH'd in an American League park. So a lot of National League teams have versatile guys. Kike Hernandez, one of the most versatile. If you look at the rest of the starters defensively, A.J. Ellis doing the catching this evening.
And A.J. caught Brock Stewart in his other start in Milwaukee.
And he told us before the game he was impressed with how competitive he was. Wasn't overmatched by the surroundings, if you will. So here's Cargo. 4 ribbies last night. He takes a look at the first pitch. A couple of RBI ground outs to get runs home early in the game.
And he talked about this in the post-game press conference that he had, or interview he did with Mark. Those first 2, just get that run in no matter what happens, and then he threw the big boy hits out there later on.
Well, this one could be 2. Cargo getting up the line, safe. Man, is he running well. He's running as well as he has in 3 or 4 years.
Since maybe when he won the batting title. You have to go back that far, because even that ball was a 2-hopper to Howie Kendrick. He gets rid of it, but then he gets down the line. Strong throw from Corey Seager. And of course, we'll have the weight here. The Subaru Supermo. Foot on the bag. Ball's not in the glove. They're not even going to have to review that one.
They're not going to challenge it. So Cargo, that's huge, man. Now it's 1st and 3rd, 1 out, as opposed to 2 outs and a runner at 3rd. Adrian Gonzalez, Carlos Gonzalez visiting as Nolan comes up. Nolan takes a strike.
I didn't think that was a strike. I thought it was low, but on the Subaru strike zone, it was a strike.
And another called strike. Chatting with Blake Doyle about facing Brock Stewart tonight. You know, fastball, cutter, changeup, doesn't really spin it very much. He felt like Nolan could have a very big night.
Well, he liked 2 or 3 of his at-bats that he had last night, talking about Nolan. He had the base hit to right. He had that line out to third base in the 3rd inning. Working real hard has Nolan on trying to stay a little bit more upright with the upper body. So you'll see him every once in a while maybe kind of arch his back to remind himself to kind of stay stacked, where you have your legs underneath you and you don't get too tilty with your upper half towards the plate.
Another way, stay stacked. Another way of saying it in hitting vernacular, stay tall.
Stay tall through the ball. Yeah, exactly. Tall, stacked, however you want to say it.
0-2.
Watch it.
How about these numbers for Nolan against the National League West? Since the start of 2015, he has participated in 121 games against the West. As you see, that's up and in. 304 average, 115 driven in 121 games, 40 jacks. Kidding me? And this ball's tagged to deep left center, way back, making 41 jacks. You come up and in, I'll go deep. And the Rockies have a 3-2 lead. Well, Blake Doyle's clairvoyant, I guess.
How about the response after the up and in? This gives me chills. You come up and in, and then you think you can sneak a fastball by me? That time he stayed stacked. He stayed tall through the ball. That's how you answer the 2 runs that they scored in the top half of the 1st.
Blake Doyle, I'm telling you, it's crazy. He said, as he's walking off, he said, Nolan's going to have a big night. And then he looked at me to repeat it. He said he's going to have a huge night. Well, I guess he's off to a pretty good night.
And the coach, the hitting coach, has that feel about where somebody's at, the work you're putting in.
This is going to drop. A base hit for David Dahl. He's now hitting 9 straight out of the gate in his big league career.
Go back to Nolan. Now watch how he keeps this upper body. See how tall he is right here with the upper body? That allows him to use the hands coming through that baseball. If you start to tilt too much with your upper body, then the only way you can get out of it is then kind of come out of it and you'll drop that ball or your back hands and you'll swing up too much. That's when you get the pop-ups.
You know, this game can be painful, and as great a player as Nolan is, and the prodigious numbers he produces every year, the last week has not been fun offensively. That was fun.
Just 2 for his last 22 before that home run.
On the birthday boy, Mark Reynolds, turned 33 today. And this is in the air to deep center field, way back, and birthday bomb. Mark Reynolds, make it 5-2.
John Peterson.
What do you want for your 33rd birthday? John Peterson wants a new glove.
He needs a glove.
Mark Reynolds says, I'll take a bomb.
I'll take the bomb, because last night, remember how close Mark came to hitting that ball out for a grand salami last night? Just missed it. And that was in the 1st inning. Today in the 1st inning, doesn't miss this one. And even before this inning started, you and I were chatting before we came on the air. What did we say? We said, it could go one of two ways for this young pitcher. He's never pitched here before. Could be, we haven't seen him before. He kind of goes out there and deals, or he could give it up.
We felt like there wasn't going to be much in between.
No.
We felt like he could be one of those deals where you haven't seen him and he may get the better of the Rockies and have a real high-quality start, or he could get roughed up early and be gone very early.
And for Mark Reynolds, home run number 249. That ties Jose Valentin for 217th all time.
He now has 706 RBIs in his career. Happy birthday, Mark. Well, he wanted a response after the 2-run home run by Justin Turner. How loud's this response been? 5 runs on 5 hits. Here's Descalso, still only 1 out.
Well, for Stewart, you touched on it, Drew, where he gave up the 5 runs in the second inning against Milwaukee. But talking to some people, those were chinkers. There was a couple here. He did give up the 1 home run to Kirk Neuenhuis in that game, but a lot of them weren't strongly hit. These have been hit. I mean, these are big boy home runs in a big boy park.
Yeah, a lot of loud shots, starting with Charlie Blackmon's opposite field single to begin it. Descalso swings through the fastball, 2 outs, and that'll bring up Hundley.
Catcher number 4, Nick Hundley.
Last time I saw a glove drop over the wall was when it happened to Dexter Fowler. Remember that?
Yes.
That was in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium.
Dodger bullpen had to help Jock Peterson out retrieving his baseball glove. They tried to behind the trees out there, got it, threw it back to him.
And that has a lot of English on it. A stage foul. Kick saved by Adrian Gonzalez. Well, again, this is a kid that's fastball changeup. I think right now he's still developing a put-away pitch.
Doesn't really have one right now because he hasn't been pitching that long.
Nick pops this up shallow.
This is trouble.
Left field. Seager didn't see it well initially, and then he gets back and makes the catch. Rockies put 5 markers on the board in the first. 3-run jack for Nolan Arenado, and then Mark Reynolds followed up with a 2-run home run to dead center. Beautiful beginning.
the 2, Mark Reynolds at the other, and the Rockies are up 5-2. Drew and Jeff were talking about the last week. Not fun for Nolan at the plate. Drew said 2 hits in the last 22 ABs, but there's no need to panic. I want you to look at the numbers for Nolan through 104 games last year compared to this year. This is coming into tonight. 277, 278 batting average. 112, 113 hits. 1 more double last year. Homer's the same, 1 more ribby. That's how consistent he has been. That's crazy to look at those numbers. And like Doyle said, he's going to have a big night tonight. So far, so good, Drew.
Isn't that, you know, Mark, you were showing me those numbers when we were flying back from New York. And it's crazy. They're almost literally identical. And we know how last year ended. He had 42 home runs, co-leader in the National League with Bryce Harper. And he led all of baseball with 130 driven in. Kike Hernandez at the plate. He took ball 1. 2 runs in the first inning on the 2-run home run by Justin Turner, but it was just a 10-pitch inning for Anderson. Changeup's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a baseball cliche, but you want to get right back to the dugout. If you're Anderson, keep that offense going.
And also for Brock Stewart, you don't want him to sit down. You still want him to have those bad thoughts in his head.
Yeah.
When he has to go back out onto the hill.
Kike just came off the DL. He missed better part of a month with a strain in the rib cage area. 1 out on the comebacker, and that'll bring up left-handed hitting Jock Peterson. Join in on the conversation tonight. Send us your questions, perhaps your photos. Use Twitter or Instagram and include the hashtag Toyota Talk. It's that simple. Yeah, I don't think Nolan ever leaves for very long. I mean, it's not as if he hadn't hit a home run in forever. It was only 8 games.
But when you're the superstar and you have one of those minor hiccups, it seems so much worse.
The ultra aggressive Peterson takes 2 strikes. Last night 0 for 4 and a couple of punch outs. The Rockies shift for Peterson, an all-star last year. 20 home runs before the All-Star break, and it really tailed off in the second half.
I thought they might go with Reddick tonight and said Peterson, because he is hitting just 125 against left-handed pitching.
And Josh Reddick in his first game with the Dodgers was 0 for 4, but Reddick hit 3 balls extremely hard. 2 you couldn't hit any harder.
That line out to center, and then DJ robbed him of the hard line drive in the 6th inning.
Yeah, Dave Roberts may just want him to get settled in with his new club.
It's always the challenge for a manager, trying to continually juggle his lineup.
Boy, he got high praise from the people around him with how he has run the Dodgers. And he is a great people person, but he's a really good communicator. We've watched the first 2 days, man. It's like he's a politician working in a room. We saw him with 3 or 4 different players individually on the field chat with him. Howie Kendrick for a while, Corey Seager at one point. Yesterday it was Justin Turner. Long conversations on the field. You know, he's doing it with his coaching staff also. And that's a bad walk from Anderson's perspective. He was up 0-2 on Peterson.
We saw Dave Roberts talking to Rich Hill, who they just acquired, who might or might not start on Saturday, depending on how Bud Norris is and the blister on Rich Hill's finger. Solid baseball guy. Solid. You and I still kind of shake our head at San Diego letting him go, but it's a great situation for him in LA.
And he's a San Diego native, spent a lot of time there. So just moved up the road. Here's A.J. Ellis. One strike on A.J. Ellis's first full season in the big leagues was 2008, and since that time he has posted the lowest catcher ERA in baseball at 3.28.
Also a .997 fielding percentage.
It does help that you're catching Clayton Kershaw frequently.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys the Dodgers have rolled out through the years.
Zach Greinke.
Yeah, that didn't hurt.
Yeah, your ERA is going to be low when you have those two horses.
And when Kershaw's healthy, he typically throws to A.J. Ellis. 11 times this year, A.J. has caught Kershaw. Kershaw is not doing any throwing right now. It's a big question mark whether he's able to come back at all. I mean, if he does, we're working on strengthening his back right now. Their first course of action was to do the epidural and then have him throw off the mound, and he felt discomfort again when he threw off the mound, so they've completely shut him down. They want to strengthen the back before he ever picks up a baseball. We were talking to Orel Hershiser about this. Nobody would know better than Orel. He said, and once he picks up a baseball without a setback, it's going to be a month to get him, back where he can throw in a big league game. Blackman's going to throw through, and now the throw back to first. For the Dodgers with runners at first and third and one out for Brock Stewart.
A.J. Ellis hitting .194 on the season, just punches this ball to right field. Charlie charges hard. Jock Peterson just put his head down and outrun the baseball.
See how the Dodgers play this, because this young man was drafted out of high school as a position player in the 40th round, and then his game plan throughout his collegiate career at Illinois State was that he would play professionally as a left side infielder, third baseman, maybe a first baseman, corner infielder I should say. They are going to lay down a bunt, and it's a squeeze, and now they got Peterson hung up, and the tag on Peterson. Finally, that's a great play by Anderson. That's a bad read by Peterson.
Yeah, I don't know why he was going there. The ball was bunted directly back to Tyler. This caught Tyler by surprise, only in the fact that with as hard hit as it was, that Jock Peterson was going to go, but Jock ends up way down into this area by the time the ball comes out right here. So once that goes down there, that's just the read. You stop it right there. I mean, look at all this. He's in no man's land right now. Where do I go? And then Tyler did the right thing by chasing him back to the bag he came from. So he put, well, that was the problem. He put his head down. He didn't keep his eyes on the ball the whole time. And then Nolan continues to apply the tag.
Thought he was going to have to tackle him. 0-1 on Howie Kendrick with 2 outs and 2 on. And that cuts over the outside corner. It's 0-2. Kendrick hit the ball solidly his first time to fairly deep center field. Cutter in is fouled off. 2 on Kendrick. Ellis at second. Pitcher Brock Stewart is at first. And a ground ball to second. DJ's got it with the short hands. And no harm done despite a walk and a hit. 5-2 Colorado, middle of 2. With that, and happy as can be because the Rockies scored 5 in the first.
What a start to this ball game.
And you can scoreboard watch when you feel like you're in it. And the Yankees leading the Mets at the stadium in the Bronx 6-4. That would help the cause of the Colorado Rockies. The Marlins lost earlier, so the Rockies just 3 back of that final spot. Yeah, there's a whole lot of baseball left to be played, but it's been a long time for Rockies fans to be able to look at the wild card standings in August and see their team's name with the other candidates or contenders, if you will. 9-1-2 for the Rockies. Tyler Anderson against 24-year-old Brock Stewart. That's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is in the air to Jock Peterson in center field. I love the quote that Walt had yesterday when he was asked about his team and the recent success they've had and the mindset of his club as they began this homestand against the Dodgers.
Yeah, we're in a division, so there's no downplaying, you know, the importance of these games. But I feel like, you know, we need to keep our opponents nameless and faceless, go out and win games. I don't care who we're playing. You know, that's where we're at. You just need to go out and continue to win games.
And his club has taken on that piercing glance of Walt, the focus that he brings every day. And they responded. They were down 2-0 after the top of the first. They threw a 5 spot up. Home runs from Nolan, a 3-run shot, and a 2-run home run from the birthday boy Mark Reynolds.
Well, and they responded after the All-Star break. Going into the All-Star break, Walt and Jeff Bridges said this club is better than what they've been playing, but still you have to go out there and play then and change that mindset. And that's what these guys did after the break. Come out, just continue to roll.
Charlie is that one down the left field line. That's out of play. Blackman got the inning started with a sharp single to left. He's 9 for his last 17 during a 5-game hitting streak. They're excited as a club, and they believe. This ball's tomahawked to deep center field. Peterson going back, and he's going to make the grab on the warning track. Blackman gave it a ride.
Second baseman, number
With 2 outs, that'll bring up LeMay, who bounced one through the right side. An inning ago.
It's all about believing. Believe in yourself, believe in your teammates. So when you have that bond, that brotherhood, that'll take you a long way on top of the talent that you have.
Brock Stewart misses there. Stewart grew up around the game. His father, Jeff, used to be the head baseball coach at Illinois State. This is up the middle, and Seager comes up with a good play. And now his dad, Jeff, is a scout for the Tampa Bay Rays on the pro side. We go to the third. Rockies 5, Dodgers 2. Subaru, love, it's what makes a Subaru. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Rockies up 5-2 as we go to the top of the third inning with Jeff Houston and Mark Stout and our entire Roots Sports crew. I'm Drew Goodman. Tonight, game number 107. The Rockies this year 4-6 against the Dodgers. They're 2-2 at home, 2-4 in Los Angeles. Last time they faced LA, they got swept about a month ago at Dodger Stadium. They scored only 2 runs in the 3 ball games.
It was right the 1st of July.
So the fact that they have 12 through 10 at bats, I guess, is a good sign. Corey Seager takes a strike. Seager had a single to right his first time up in front of that home run by Justin Turner. Tyler looking for a quick and efficient inning. Hitting a walk last inning and a mild threat from the Dodgers. Got him out front. It's 1-2. Seager's 3rd in the National League, and this is rookie season with 70 runs scored.
This is one of 2 changeup grips out of the Subaru Supermo for Tyler Anderson. I want to throw a little bit harder than the other one, depending on the grip.
Pounded foul. George Lombard with an easy play. It's what you want if you're on the coaching lines. You don't want degree of difficulty anymore.
No. No, that's why you're coaching and you're not wearing a glove.
Exactly. .257 batting average left on left for Seager. And that's strike 3. Cutter on the inside corner.
Cut fastball. He started at the right hip of Corey Seager. A small dot on the Subaru Supermo, but not the hard red solid dot that you would see on a slider. So that tells you the difference between the two. Now Corey Seager was trying to argue that didn't come back, that didn't catch a plate, but it certainly did.
Here's Turner. This guy's been a one-man wrecking crew. 367 career-wise coming in against the Rockies. His last 45 games, he has 16 home runs, 44 RBIs. It's the most RBIs in the game in that time. Cargo was second at 42. Here's the home run in the first.
They wanted to go inside with the fastball, but it stayed center cut for Justin. He takes it out for his 19th home run of the season, 64 RBIs.
Look at all those names. Ian Desmond, who we'll see next week. This ball's well hit to center. Charlie is going to have a play. I want to see Ian Desmond, who will peek ahead to next winter, Huey. Ian Desmond, who's always been a clubhouse leader and has always been a really good player, has been converted from shortstop to center field. He had an all-star first half. He's going to be a free agent. He is going to be one of the big names talked about during the Hot Stove League. And 2 outs at Van Slyke coming up.
And he might make up some of the money that he had turned it down originally with the Washington Nationals when he turned down over that $100 million contract. And some people, then he had that bad year, and then he gets a one-year deal this year.
I respect guys that believe in themselves. It's reminiscent of Max Scherzer. Turned down $144 million and obviously ultimately made even more than that.
But here's something, Drew. If somebody comes and offers me $100 million, don't let me turn it down. Okay, just saying.
Listen, I will grab your wrist and force you to sign that sucker. With
That's all I'm saying.
With the 5% clause.
I will give you, gladly give you 5%.
You're the best. That's why I love you. What are the odds, though? Is that going to happen? I mean, do we have a chance?
Only in the Powerball.
Right. 1-2 foul tip. Great inning. Tyler Anderson. He struck out 2 in putting down the middle of that Dodger order. Rockies up 5-2. Timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. Todd Helton putting his arm around one of his all-time favorite teammates, Juan Pierre. Pierre began his career with a 16-game hitting streak, which was one shy of the big league record. That was August 8th to the 23rd. Back in 2000, David Dahl already a hit tonight, so he's got a 9-gamer to begin his career. Remember what Helton told us, that Juan Pierre was his all-time favorite teammate.
And I remember one time they had to lock him out of the locker room during spring training. Said, you can't come and show up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. It's a day off for you.
There's always one full day off for everybody during camp, and you wouldn't have to say that to anybody else. But Buddy Bell threatened to fine Juan Pierre if he showed up. Cargo rolls this one to second. Kendrick's got it. 1 out. That'll bring up Nolan, and here's what he did in his first at bat from 2 aboard.
And right after being buzzed up by the tower, the pitch prior to that, he answers in a huge way. About 432 feet worth of home run.
And those high fives were a little more emphatic.
Yeah, those are the ones that sting. Guys are giving you a high five. They're excited about it, but you want to make sure you keep your batting gloves on.
He was the first guy he's going to get.
See that? Eli's going, ow!
This back at the middle, and Kendrick is there. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Dahl. Hit a home run in each series he's played in. 1 in Baltimore, 1 in New York against the Mets.
Well, he hadn't hit one in this series. It's your first one out of the way at Coors Field.
That's right. Yankees have extended their lead in the Bronx to 7-4 on the Mets. Outside ball 1 on David. So he's now hit 9 straight, which ties him with Ben Paulson from a couple of years ago. Second only to Juan Pierre back in 2000, product of South Alabama.
JP. He can bump with the best of them. He was just a hard-nosed player. Love watching him play.
Yeah, he was great. I wonder if Juan will get back in the game at some point.
Hard to take that uniform off. It always kind of draws you back in at some point.
Two and 1 on Dahl, 2 outs. Nothing going on right now for Colorado. And this is Turner in foul ground. And it's a strong inning in the 3rd for Brock Stewart. He's retired 8 in a row.
second start of this season at shortstop. I was reading the Rockies magazine last night. Our colleague Jack Etkin made a nice little article about Daniel Descalso, and I noticed that he has played 1,000 innings in his career at third, short, and second. And I asked him about what that means that he's been able to do that at those three positions.
I think it just shows that the value of versatility. You know, if you're not an everyday guy, the more positions that you can play, the better off you'll be, and the longer you can stick around.
So if you saw that graphic, Mike Aviles is playing for the Tigers. He has done that as an active player. Juan Uribe as well. He was just designated. This is active players. I thought it was kind of neat, guys, just knowing that Descalso's been able to do that in his career. Huey, you played over 2,600 innings at short, a ton at third, but I think at second you got about 600. Does that sound about right, or is it third where you played less?
Probably second. You're right, Mark. But yeah, I think Daniel made a great point there. Is everybody would like to be an everyday player, every major league player, but there comes a point when you realize if I need to stick in the big leagues, I need to learn some other positions, because it's much better to learn other positions and play them at the major leagues than
Jeff,
to play one position in the minor leagues.
Agreed, the game has kind of changed too, where guys are a little bit more athletic. They have the ability to go in the outfield, and Descalso has done that as well, especially with Barrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure about more athletic. I just think that the way the game has evolved, that you see more and more of it happening now. Kind of when I came up, it was a case where this is where you really played, and that was your position.
Kike Hernandez lost one to center field. Ball's carrying well tonight, you can tell.
It's
One
a
out.
hot humid night. 85 degrees.
92 at first pitch tonight. Bring up Jock Peterson. He was behind 0-2 and worked out a walk in the second, and then a base running blunder prevented the Dodgers from perhaps scoring in the second. He was at third. First and third deal. Brock Stewart laid down a bunt. It went right back to Tyler Anderson, and he came flying down the line. Tyler ran it back for a moment towards third, and then threw to Nolan to get the out. And this is popped up shallow right. Cargo's got a long run. DJ with the good footwork. 2 outs.
Catch all the action August 19th through the 21st when the Chicago Cubs come to Coors Field. You can get your tickets today. Cubs with the big walk-off win today against the Miami Marlins earlier today.
This is just a little bit outside.
This was after a walk to load the bases and not an intentional walk.
That's A.J. Ramos, who's the closer for Miami. Had a really good year. Tough day today, and the Rockies benefit. That's when the clubhouse got really excited, really noisy right before they went out for batting practice.
Cubbies swept the Marlins. Marlins are off tomorrow.
I'll tell you the other sidebar story to when Miami gets here over the weekend, and it's not a sidebar story to the Japanese media. I'm sure not to the Marlins. Ichiro is sitting on 2,998 hits in the North America, the big leagues.
Pitch hit today, lined out.
Ellis takes outside. 1-1. Close. Could have been a strike. Jordan Baker said nope.
Caught the Subaru strike zone.
What would say? What did Ichiro have back in Japan? 1,400 hits.
Says he wants to play to at least 50.
His body doesn't look any different now than when he arrived in Seattle. Takes unbelievable care of himself. He had 1,278 hits in Japan before coming over. That's high 3-2. AJ's hitting just 194. He did single his first time up, but you'd love to get him and then have Brock Stewart leading off the following inning. Ellis for about 5 years tore up the Rockies. Between 08 and 2012 he had 365. The last few years just a 233 average when facing the Rockies.
All those years catching. A late bloomer too for A.J. Ellis. Didn't become one of those regular guys until he reached 30 years of age.
Just kept after it. And he got him. Tyler Anderson wins that battle with A.J. Ellis. Third strikeout for Tyler. Adrian Gonzalez singled. He's left aboard. Rockies up 5-2 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Baseball brought to you by T-Mobile. So Clayton Kershaw's last game was June 26th. The Dodgers, though, are 18-11 since. Why? Well, not really because all of a sudden they've pitched much better, 4.38 ERA, but they're getting more than 6 runs of run support an outing, and in July they scored more runs than any other team in the National League. So the offense, after a dismal June, really picked it up in July, and that as large a reason as any that they have survived at least for the last 5 or 6 weeks without Clayton Kershaw. And he's not coming back anytime soon. 11-2 when Kershaw had the back issue with a 1.79 ERA. On his way perhaps to yet another Cy Young.
And they just transferred him to the 60-day DL. You see the base hit from Mark Reynolds right up the middle. That was more of a paper move. It's not. He's still eligible to come back at the end of August, August 27th to be exact. But that's probably not even going to happen then. It's more beginning mid-September when they're looking.
It clears a 40-man spot, and that's why the Dodgers did it. That base hit by Reynolds, who's 2 for 2 on this, his 33rd birthday, snapped a stretch of 8 in a row retired by Brock Stewart. 6th round pick just 2 years ago out of Illinois State after his senior year. Here's Descalso. He struck out his first time.
One of 12 different starters that the Dodgers have had to use this year. Cincinnati's used 14, San Diego 13, but the Dodgers and the Braves both 12 apiece, 12 starters.
And the Rockies, by contrast, have used 9. This ball is bounced to Adrian Gonzalez. Good throw, and the return throw will not double up. Descalso. So with 1 out, Nick Hundley will come up. Starters used. Padres 13. They keep trading away everybody in their rotation. That's why they've used so many. They've had some injuries as well. You know what name we haven't heard mentioned in forever is Hyun-Jin Ryu.
Well, he had the shoulder problems for the last couple of years, was out on a rehab trying to come back from that, but then it was his elbow that started barking.
Brett Anderson, bulging disc in his back, has made a couple of rehab starts. Brett, the former Rocky, just has never had good health. And it's rarely the arm. It's been a whole bunch of other things for Brett Anderson.
A couple times the back for Brett.
Brandon McCarthy is coming off Tommy John. His worst outing since coming back was yesterday. He said he couldn't feel the baseball. It's the oddest thing he's ever had occur in his big league career. He walked 5. He'd never done that before. Anderson, Ryu, Kershaw, we talked about. Chris Hatcher, one of their setup guys, is out with a left oblique. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hundley, batting in the 8th spot in the lineup.
They made 3 moves with their pitchers today. The first one, obviously, is the guy on the hill, and Brock Stewart. They had to go into their bullpen, bring their young phenom up. Urias, and then Josh Fields from the right side.
You know, Urias was a guy that was starting. They're trying to limit he's 19. They're trying to limit his pitches. He'll work out of the bullpen. Adam Liberatore, who's a good left-hander, he went on the DL. Runner going, and that is a fair ball. Turner comes up with it. And Descalso in a scoring position. Tyler Anderson will come up with 2 gone. Anderson hit the ball solidly to center his first time up. See if he can help his own cause. Rockies up 5-2, bottom of 4. This kid's from Normal, Illinois, which is where Illinois State is. You know what the biggest suburb of Normal is, right?
I don't.
Abnormal. Abnormal, Illinois. It's,
You didn't just go there.
oh, I was bored. 1 and 2. See if Georgie's watching tonight and saying that, and George has a home there. Frazier has a vacation home there.
Yeah, big on George. He's not around.
Oh, sure we can. Texted me a little while ago. That counts.
That does.
Anderson fouls that back. He's going to hit a little bit in his career.
We saw it in the one game. He got his base hit, home run.
Strong guy, man. He's got some bat speed. He's up there ready to do some damage. And a good pickup by the athletic Brock Stewart. That will end the inning. Descalso left at second. There was a hit the man left. 5-2 Colorado. Starting to sprinkle. Dodgers as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 9-1-2 for Los Angeles. Brock Stewart, the pitcher, then Howie Kendrick and Corey Seager. Tyler Anderson, since he just hit, just getting to the mound to complete his warm-up pitches. What's the deal with these little showers that keep rolling through?
Colorado in the summertime.
Yeah, no, Colorado in the spring, I get that, but
That's because it's been so hot.
done with it.
A 38-minute delay last night. Most people were prepared, bringing their umbrella. They knew.
Brock Stewart fouls that pitch off. One and one.
See that Stewart was a position player in college. Just the way he's standing at the plate, kind of the bat wiggle going. That looked like a pitcher swing though.
Yeah, and I noticed that, and one of the things that you see with guys that get converted, so much of their focus naturally is on how they're going to earn a living. That's pitching the baseball. He lost a lot of bat speed. I guarantee you that's not the bat speed he carried when he was in college.
Yeah, but you think he was swinging with the aluminum bat. Now it's the wood bat. Maybe that has something to do with it. But you're right. Those guys, they're just so in tune with making sure that they're pitching and they're doing that they spend less and less time as they're moving up swinging the bat.
One thing about kids today, Huey, you know this, all that Cody's played, is that in certain leagues, in high school and college, yeah, you're going to swing the -3s, the BB Corp bats. But virtually every summer league now is a wood bat league.
That.
And I love it. I agree with you. It's a better baseball game. And so the kids are more, they learn how to find the barrel. They get stronger hands and wrists because of that.
They also learn how to try to manufacture a run, how to play small ball. It's not just arena baseball. We're just throwing up runs galore.
Strike 3 on the inside corner. Howie Kendrick did not like the call by Jordan Baker. That is the 5th strikeout. And hitting his stride is Tyler Anderson.
And 3 strikeouts in a row for Tyler. So straight 4-seam fastball on the Subaru Supermo. That's so tough to tell from that overhead angle of where it hit.
And Seager hits this one to left center field. Blackman conversing with Dahl, and the rookie gives way to the veteran, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. And now Anderson's retired 11 out of 12. 5-2 Colorado. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Rockies got 5 in the first against Brock Stewart. Look at our camera crew. That's the 5 P's right there. Prior preparation prevents not only poor performance, but it prevents getting rained on.
Yeah, I don't see Spilly out there in the rain like he was all jovial last night, working Crash's camera.
Fair weather guy.
Right. See, these guys are troopers.
It's a broken bat flare that could drop, and it will for Charlie Blackmon. Charlie with his second hit. It's 2 for 3. That'll bring up LeMahieu. Yeah. There's Spilly talking to Thomas Harding, the Cowboy, Corey.
Crash's camera. I was talking to Crash about that today. I said, why did you let him take that over? He said, he just wanted to try it.
It's kind of fun.
DJ with that single in the first, another opposite field hit for him. Gives him 49 on the season. Tied for first coming into the ball game.
Blackmon got a good jump. A.J. Ellis's throw, not going to get him. Remember, Charlie had the base hit in the first, so he saw the move. Eric Young's been able to time him out of the stretch, and he got a good jump.
14 stolen bases on the season for Charlie. His foot contacts the bag. The Subaru Supremo really trying to dig the heel in to stop. And what happens when you go sliding into these bases now, we've had some moisture, so you're running 18, 19 miles an hour trying to stop on a piece of rubberized surface that's about 15 by 15.
They're not going to challenge. And this will get changed, I think, next year. This is, to me, silly. Again, it's not the intent.
No. Patrick, I'm with you there. These two guys at the top of the order.
It's one thing if a guy overslides the base, then he's out. I get that. But
Yeah.
the little bobble bounce where the foot is initially there and for a nanosecond, this ball's crushed to right center field off the bat of DJ. Peterson looking up, gone. Opposite field, 2-run shot. DJ LeMahieu make it 7-2 Colorado.
That's his second opposite field hit. Home run, excuse me. Well, that's what you want to do when you're trying to move the guy over. Go ahead and drive him in too. Oh, changeup on the Subaru Supremo. DJ stays behind the baseball nicely. Drives it over the big wall in right center field.
3 home runs tonight for the Rockies. Here's Cargo. Cargo scored in the first. He reached on a fielder's choice. Made a ground ball to second in the third as well. Cargo riding a 14-game hitting streak. 7th home run for DJ. That's a new career high. .433 feet, the estimated distance as well.
Oh, and he beat Nolan by a foot because Nolan's was 432.
Three and one on Cargo. Well, that was important. Not only the 5-run lead, but the Rockies hadn't scored since the first. Stewart had kind of settled in. 3-1. This ball high and deep right center field. Did Cargo get enough of it? Well, he can't see it. Doesn't matter. It's out of the ballpark. Van Slyke's go, where is it?
Where is it?
Don't worry, Scott. Wasn't playable. Back-to-back jacks. And number 22 for Cargo.
Back-to-back jacks on change-ups. 81 miles an hour on this last pitch from Stewart. Leg kick. Everything in sync. And Van Slyke's looking up. I don't see it. Where is it? Where's the ball? No, you don't worry about it. It's on the back wall.
That's when you're hitting them really far. Where an outfielder's looking up going, where is it?
I've lost track of it.
That one, an estimated 427 feet. 4 jacks tonight. Nolan hit a 3-run home run in the first inning. Now Cargo has a 15-game hitting streak. 73 RBIs.
And 601 RBIs for Cargo.
Yep, 6th all time in Rockies history. 1-1 is pulled foul. Two fouled off. Josh Fields, who was just picked up in a trade and then just called up from Oklahoma City, is warming in the Dodger bullpen. Said they had to make a couple of moves today. They went through a number of arms yesterday because McCarthy went only 3 innings. They used 5 out of the bullpen. This is down the right field line and deep, and that hook's fouled, but not by a ton. Fades, slices, however you want to describe it. This is the 8th time this year the Rockies have hit 4 home runs or more in a game. They're 6-1 when that happens.
Just look at the scoreboard, 8-2. Keep putting the pressure on the Dodgers. Keep that foot down on the gas. Don't let up. And I think that's what this inning has done. It's just reinforced. Hey, we're at Coors Field. We've won 5 straight here. We're back on the plus side. We got that good Lodo magic working again.
They got a lot of mojo. There's no question about it. Lodo magic and otherwise. 3-2. Nobody out. And ball 4. Single, home run, and now a walk. And this is a kid, again, that advanced from A-ball, and he deserved to advance from A-ball. He had an 082 in the Cal League. He had a 112 in the Texas League. He had a 295 in the hitter-friendly Pacific Coast League and was unbeaten at 4-0. It just shows you out there the enormous difference between the minor leagues and this league.
You get away with pitches and mistakes down in AAA, certainly in AA, go further back in A-ball that you don't get away with here. I mean, we've seen 2 changeups that were hit out tonight. He made mistakes. He left them up. Big league hitters put him out of the park.
This ball's pulled through the hole. David Dahl has his 2nd hit. Nolan's going to go 1st to 3rd.
They're going to have to go get this kid.
You're going to have to go get him, and you're going to continue to beat up the Dodger bullpen. You can see Rick Honeycutt again on the phone.
Now he's saying, is he ready? Hurry up. He's got to be ready. Let's go.
Dave Roberts, hands on hip. Josh Bard, Cherry Creek High School. He's the bullpen coach now after a long career. Dave Roberts will take the baseball from Brock Stewart in his 2nd big league start. He goes 4 plus 5 hitters in the 5th. Rockies up 8-2. 10 hits, 4 home runs. Lead in the 5th inning. 2 men on, still nobody out. Pitching change for the Dodgers, and you get tacos again, everybody. So don't forget to go to your participating Taco Bell location tomorrow. Do it between 4 and 6. Hope you took advantage today. Get your Rockies taco special. So Josh Fields is called upon.
For Josh, he's so new to the Dodgers, he's not even in the Dodger notes today. That's how quickly he had to come up. But knowing him and what he's done before, he's done a fastball about 94 to 96 miles an hour, slider 83, curveball about 79 to 80, and will throw an occasional changeup.
Outside on Mark Reynolds, who's celebrating his 33rd birthday today. He celebrated in the 1st. Did Mark with a 2-run home run. And then he had a sharp single in the 4th to end a stretch of 8 straight retired by Brock Stewart. And he's got another RBI on a line shot to left. Dahl will stop at 2nd. Nolan walks home with the Rockies' 9th run.
Happy birthday to me. That's what Mark Reynolds is saying. 3 for 3 and 3 RBIs, that total 46 RBIs on the season. This ball was lathered to left field.
Every ball he's hit tonight's been barreled. 6 straight have reached here in the 5th inning. Rockies have out-hit the Dodgers 11-4. Descalso at the plate. It's 0 for 2. This ball's driven to center field and deep. Peterson going back, and he'll have play as Dahl will tag and move up 90 feet. So a loud first out. Descalso returns to the dugout. 1st and 3rd for Nick Hundley.
Some heads-up base running from David Dahl with nobody out. Did the right thing. Go back and tag up. Give Nick the chance to drive you in from 3rd base.
Only a pop to short and a ground ball to third. Outside.
For Josh Fields, this is brand new territory because this is his first career appearance in the National League. He had 164 with Houston.
This is hit foul. It's originally a first-round pick in 2008 out of the University of Georgia, 20th pick overall.
Mariners.
One ball, two strikes.
See Jordan Baker a couple times today just expand the Subaru strike zone east and west.
Staves a 1-2 count. He said yesterday, tough day for the Rockies when they learned that Trevor Story would be down for, in all likelihood, the rest of the season. And yet they came out and played a great baseball game, pitched well, threw out 7 runs, didn't hit a home run. Team baseball. That's strike 3. 2 outs, and Anderson will come up.
Think about that inning they had where they scored 3 runs. They only had 1 hit yesterday in the 4th inning. Walks and air,
and
hit by pitch.
And tonight, you know, they've gone out and done what we've seen them do a lot this year. They hit a bunch of home runs. They can beat you a number of ways, but the point is, everybody's picking one another up. When that happens, teams become very dangerous, but it all starts on the mound. Tyler Anderson's hit a nice groove. He's retired 11 out of 12. Last night, the Dodgers, this hot Dodger lineup coming in, was limited to 5 hits. Tonight, they have only 4. 2-0. Anderson's the 9th man to hit here in the 5th. 8 came to bat in the 1st when the Rockies scored 5 times. (3-0). And Huey, if you can continue in this blowout mode, and Tyler can throw, you know, a couple more innings in this game, you gain such a significant advantage from a bullpen standpoint going to game 3.
And a psychological benefit that you have.
That misses, and now the bases are loaded for Blackmon. A 4-pitch walk as Fields evidently lost his concentration. And the 10th man to come up is Blackmon, who started the rally with a soft single to center and then stole second.
Well, Sunday, August 7th is the 12th annual Fate Day at Coors Field. It's presented by Chick-fil-A, featuring a free post-game concert by Crowder. Discounts available for groups of 25 or more. Psychologically, when you think about what they've done to the Dodgers coming in here, not only to the starters but to this bullpen, and even with Maeda going tomorrow, you say, wow, this is definitely advantage in your favor.
Just to be able to sit back and watch your club with a 7-run lead. Not so much for Dave Roberts. 0-1, 2 outs, bases full for Chuck Nasty. And this ball's in the air to right, coming on to make the catch is Van Slyke. That'll end the inning. The Rockies play 4 in the 5th. DJ LeMahieu, a 433-foot opposite field home run, and then Cargo with his 22nd. 9-2 Rockies.
the 6th. Carlos Gonzalez with a home run. On this, the anniversary of the day, he signed his first contract as a 16-year-old in 2002. I talked to him before the game, and I said, did you think you were going to be a big leaguer? You'll see his answer.
Yeah, I mean, of course. This was one of my my challenges and my dreams. Just being able to play in a big league stadium, and what a way to do it in this beautiful ballpark. So it's an amazing how everything goes.
I made a point of turning and look at the camera because I knew he was going to say, oh, yes. Some updated numbers on Carlos Gonzalez. Last night, he knocked in his 600th run as a Rockies player. This is the list of the 5 that have 600 ribbies, 190 doubles, 190 homers. You're talking Mount Rushmore of the Rocks, and he is on that list as of last night. And, guys, adds to it tonight. Everybody knows those names.
You know what, Mark?
Yeah. I know what you're going to say.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You're beautiful, man. Look, Mark will look up birthdays, but he doesn't just leave it there. He won't only look up major league debuts. He looks up when guys sign.
He was 16 in Tampa, and he told me that he had to call his entire family. I don't know who was with him or wasn't, but 16 years old, signing that. And it was interesting. He said, it was finally my job. And it's weird to hear a guy say that plays in the big leagues, because we just think of that as so magical, but it was his job and he was going to be a professional.
But that's why for Mark we call it statistics.
It's a statistic, yeah. Mark sent out his end of month statistics the other day, and it took me like 4 hours to get through them.
I had to change.
You printed them out, right?
I had to print them out. I had to change the ink on my printer.
You did, Jeff.
Twice.
Yeah, I got them right here, Mark. I'm not gonna.
That ink is expensive.
That's right, but these stats are expensive too, because you went to some detail.
It's a long flight home, as Drew said, from New York.
Yeah, we had a lot of time on our hands. 2-2 on Justin Turner. 2-run home run in the first. The only blemish on the evening so far for Tyler Anderson, a fly ball to center field. Cutter's low, 3-2. Turner, a .367 career hitter against the Rockies in 46 games. Colorado 9 and the Dodgers 2. And a base hit for Turner. That ends a run of 6 straight retired. And that'll bring up Scott Van Slyke. Nothing for 2 tonight.
Right fielder, number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
Yeah, when guys are a ballyhooed prospect, sometimes it works. Sometimes you look back and say, yeah, wasn't that guy supposed to be all this and all that? And it doesn't always work. Well, in the case of Carlos Gonzalez, who when he was rising through the ranks in the Arizona chain, he was consistently listed as one of the top prospects in the game. Well, we know how that one turned out. Corey Seager was the #1 prospect in all of baseball last year. And guess what? He's a special player. They didn't miss on him.
Not at all. 22-year-old for Corey Seager, playing in the All-Star game. But Cargo, remember when he came over here and was struggling a little bit? And Jim Tracy stuck with him. Just said, you're my guy, because there was some whispers. How should he go back down to AAA? Should we do that? Jim Tracy said, you're staying here. You're my guy. And then from that point forward, there's no looking back for Cargo.
Sometimes you need a guy like that in your corner to restore your confidence. Think about this one. Willie Mays, what was the number? He started his career like 1 for 25, something, really dark. And Leo DeRocher stayed with him. Center field, will it stay up for Chuck? Yep. 1 out.
Good break by Charlie in center field. Come get that baseball.
Bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Yeah, Willie started his career 1 for 26.
Even the great Willie Mays.
Adrian Gonzalez, he was a 1-1 guy. He was the first pick in the draft when he came out, and it didn't happen for him his first year in the big leagues.
Think about this, that with Ken Griffey Jr. just being elected, being put in the Hall of Fame this year, he's the first guy to be drafted #1 overall to make the Hall of Fame.
Adrian Gonzalez came up with Texas in 04. Got 42 at bats, hit 238. His next year with Texas, he had 150 at bats, hit 227.
Not much power either.
No. And he hit a home run each season, and they shipped him off to San Diego. Basically gave up on him.
No, he's not going to hit. Not going to hit with the power that we need from a first baseman.
This is the first pick in the draft. That's a strike, 1 and 2. He was originally picked by Florida in 2000. Went to Texas for Ugi Urbina. There's one, and they got the double play.
The old 5-4-5-3 double play.
However you do it. Don't see that much, but it's a 4-5-3 twist. 9-2 Rockies. From Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Thanks for watching the Rockies on Root Sports. Be sure to tell us where you're watching from on Twitter at @RootSports_RM. Rockies enjoying a 9-2 lead as they come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. And for the Rockies, it will be DJ LeMahieu, Carlos Gonzalez, and Nolan Arenado. And they're going to see a guy that they saw a little over a month ago, Julio Urias, the 19-year-old, not only top prospect for the Dodgers, listed as the top prospect in baseball, and they're now using him out of the bullpen to limit his innings. He so far has thrown to a 4.89 ERA, a whip of 151.
This is his 82nd professional ball game, his 10th relief appearance, but the first in the major leagues.
The line on Brock Stewart, not pretty, Huey. 4+, 9 runs, 10 hits, a walk, and a strikeout.
And his ERA balloons to 14.
If you're a 6th man in the NBA, that's a good number.
It's a big payday.
Yeah, make a lot of money. Josh Fields worked an inning. Walked one, gave up a hit, struck out one, nothing else across.
For Julio will turn 20 in 9 days. Talk about a rise to prominence. Brock Stewart went from A-ball to the big leagues this year. This kid is 19 years old.
It's crazy, isn't it? DJ's last time up, his 7th home run of the year to deep right center. A new career high for DJ. Now has 39 RBIs. 3-1. Oh, this was belted.
Well, it was. Charlie's on second base, so you're trying to hit the ball to the right side. DJ does that. It's to right center field for his 7th home run and career high, number 7.
Three and 2 on LeMahieu. Five in the first, 4 in the 5th for the Rockies. They hit 4 home runs tonight. Trying to move above 500 for the first time since May the 18th.
Also 3 games above 500 at home.
Final now in the Bronx, 9-5 the Yankees over the Mets. Ball 4. And the Rockies have the leadoff man on in the 6th.
The other game they're also looking at is the Pittsburgh-Atlanta game. Pittsburgh being ahead of them. Atlanta comes back and they're leading 8-4 in the 8th inning. So this is fun, be able to look out at the auxiliary scoreboard, see all these different games, the impact that it has.
It's been a while.
It has been. But for Pittsburgh, Andrew McCutcheon's being benched for this whole series against Atlanta. He's just not hitting it, not playing tonight. Clint Hurdle says, I'm not even going to use him as a pinch hitter.
Let's give him a complete mental break.
Yes.
Cargo drives this one to deep right. Take a good look. You won't see this one for long. Back wall of the bullpen. 7 RBIs the last 24 hours for Cargo.
Think back to a comment you and I were having with Cargo yesterday, saying, well, you know, who do you dislike more, the Dodgers, the Giants? He goes, I dislike the Dodgers because we're playing them right now, but I dislike both of them.
You said a lot.
Yeah. That's like didn't even move.
That was a bad curveball, and Cargo blitzed it. Been a fun night to be the hitting coach for the Rockies. Blake Doyle. It's all good, huh? High-fiving everybody. 11 runs, 12 hits, 5 home runs for the Rockies tonight.
Keep adding on.
That's a good foul ball. We've seen a couple of good foul balls that way from Nolan.
Because to hit the ball that way, even though it's foul, on the changeup, you have to have the correct mechanics. You can't jump out towards the baseball and drag your bat behind. It was still more on the line. And now just kind of spitting on pitches that are just out of the Subaru strike zone instead of lunging to see where it is.
2-2 on Nolan. Cargo's last home run, 445 feet after the 427-foot homer. Slowly hit left side. It's Seager who comes up with it, and he airmails it. And Nolan's going to stay on the back. That would have been close. Nolan's going to get a hit, I bet, out of this.
I think he should, because he's hustling down the line. It hops over the head of Julio. Seager charges hard, and you don't know. From that angle, Nolan would have beat it, and it is indeed an infield hit for Nolan. 2 hits tonight.
He's been on 3 times. David Dahl's got a couple hits tonight. All 9 of his big league games. This ball's lined to center field. He's got a 3-hit ball game. Nolan's going to go first to third. 14 hits for the Rockies. 18 runs in the last 24 hours. And here comes Mark Reynolds, who's had a perfect night.
3 for 3 on his 33rd birthday, Mark Reynolds. David Dahl goes down and gets us on the Subaru Supermo.
Been impressive left on left, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Steven Matz the other day, tonight, Urias comes in and throws that hit out to center field.
So it's first and third, still nobody out. And Reynolds, 2-run home run, single, RBI single. Coming home with the run is Arenado. They turned the double play over. No RBI, obviously, for Reynolds, but the Rockies get a 12th run.
Nolan faked like he was going to go initially with the ground ball to Justin Turner. Then he held back, made him start the double play, and then when Howie Kendricks throws it to first, right now he kind of fakes it, baits him into it, and then as soon as Howie Kendrick released the baseball, he comes motoring home. Now, no RBI, but another run. 12-2.
This is sharply hit. Good play by Adrian Gonzalez. And safe at first as Calso beat Adrian Gonzalez. And give Daniel a lot of credit. He hit a bullet one hopper. And instead of saying, well, it's a 10-run lead, he busted his butt down the line, and it looks like he beat Gonzalez for an infield hit. The call was made by Tim Timmons.
The old Cardinal rule, to any pitcher ball hit to the right side, you have to get over. Well, he didn't do that. And Adrian Gonzalez had nobody to throw to. Easy call on the Subaru Supermo. Lucky there wasn't a big collision at first base, because Adrian peels off as Daniel's coming down the line.
There could have been a collision, obviously, between Descalso and Gonzalez. There could have also been a collision with Gonzalez and Tim Timmons.
A lot going on over there.
Nick Hundley's 0 for 3. Descalso move up on a wild pitch. Well, this kid is acting his age right now. I'm not trying to beat him up, but coming out of the bullpen, clearly not the focus that we saw him when he started in LA.
It's different. When you're a starter, you have the time to prepare. You know what your throwing program's like. In between starts, you're doing your thing. But as a reliever, it's a whole different mindset, a whole different animal. How do I prepare? How many throws do I make out in the bullpen?
Rockies with 15 hits. Last time they had 15 or more hits in a game was June 25th against Arizona. Huntley a foul tip that's held by A.J. Ellis. That'll end the inning. The Rockies get 3 more runs in the 6th. Cargo in his 2nd of the night. 23rd on the season, 12-2 Rockies. Out, hit him by 10. The day after every Rockies win, get 50% off your online order at Papa John's. Use the promo code ROCKSWIN at papajohns.com. Been a whole lot of pizzas delivered the last couple of weeks. Rockies have won 10 of 12. On their way, it looks like, to make it 11 out of 13. Cargo, 4 ribbies last night. He's got 3 tonight on a pair of home runs. Kike Hernandez in the 7th. What has been obscured by all of the offense in the 5 home runs is how Tyler Anderson has settled in and produced another fine outing. Gave up 2 in the 1st on a Turner 2-run home run. Since then, he's thrown up zeros.
And only 3 hits since the 1st inning. 5 total on the ball game. Nothing unusual for Tyler and what he has done in his first 9 starts. Think about this, you have to go back to Franklin Morales, who was part of that Rockies run in 2007, along with Evaldo, who came up at a 2.98 ERA in his first 9 games. And then Tyler, Brian Ricard, Nicasio, and Tyler Matzik to round out the top 5.
Franklin in that run of the World Series was outstanding. 3-1, swung on and missed. 3-2 on Hernandez. Comebacker and a fly ball to center field for Kike this evening.
Rain starting to come down again, Drew.
What's
Tough
new?
to go away.
And that's just missed, so a walk. That'll bring up Jock Peterson.
Tyler's upset with himself.
Second walk allowed. Peterson was the first recipient of a walk tonight by Anderson. They do look like a team that believes they're going to win every time they show up, and that's such a wonderful thing in the game of baseball. Not when you hope to win, but when you believe you're going to win.
And it does. It starts on the hill. You have the confidence when the guy goes out there, he's going to do his thing. The Rockies starting pitchers have done that. We showed it in our open. They're 10-2 in their last 12 games. Starters are 9-0 during that time. 10 quality starts.
This is A chance for two. There's one on the first. Double play. Did he get a foot on the bag, Anderson? He did. That's a 3-6-1. And that's the toughest double play to turn.
For Daniel, he doesn't know who to throw to. Is he going to throw to Mark Reynolds? Is he going to throw to Tyler Anderson? So what does he do? He splits the difference. I'm going to throw it right over the bag because I'm trusting that somebody's going to get there. Right now, throw it right over the bag. Tyler Anderson gets there because Mark Reynolds saying, I'm going to get it. Tyler calls him off on the Subaru Supermo, catch the ball, now tag the base. Right there, he's got it.
Good job by Descalso. Good job starting it by Mark Reynolds.
And that's the hardest play, one of the harder plays for a shortstop. Because do you lead the pitcher? Because it's a different throw if you're leading him towards the bag, or the first baseman is going the other direction, going to the bag.
Back up the middle, a single for A.J. Ellis, his second hit of the ball game.
Pitcher number 7, Julio Urias.
And Julio going to hit for himself here. With the Dodgers down by 10. One of the other nice things about the Rockies going up yesterday, Huey, 7-0. And tonight with a 12-2 lead. The Dodgers have been around a long time, as we all know, and they travel well. You haven't heard a word from Dodger fans at Coors Field the last 2 days.
The old "Let's Go Blue" or heard boo from them. That's just fine with me. Go ahead, rack up your 6th strikeout tonight, Tyler. There you go.
Just did. Anderson safely through the 7th inning. There was a hit and a walk, a man left. 12-2 Colorado stretch time at 20th and Blake. A night of a lot of high fives if you're a Rockies fan, if you're a Rockies player. 12-2. Colorado leading the Dodgers in game 2 of their 3-game set. The Rockies prevailed 7-3 last night. With Jeff Houston and Mark Stout, I'm Drew Goodman. Tyler Anderson's evening will be done after 95 pitches, 7 strong innings. Rafael Ynoa is going to pinch hit, and Urias's curveball misses ball 1. Rafi got an AB last night in his return to the big leagues. And it's 2-0. So Anderson gives up the 2-run home run to Turner, and then shuts down the Dodgers for the next 6 innings on just 6 hits total.
Yeah, it's 6 strikeouts, a couple walks, but lowers his ERA to 3.25.
Two and 1. One thing Walt may be able to do is you look at Tyler Anderson. Rafi takes a strike. He may be able to flip out Ynoa and get Nolan a couple innings off his feet, or DJ a couple innings off his feet.
We'll take anything at this point.
Adrian Gonzalez will grab this one out.
Well, the next Fan Friday is this Friday in a couple days, and the first 10,000 fans will receive a Fan Friday Rockies baseball cap courtesy of KOA News Radio.
Been a nice night for Charles Blackmon. Charlie's 2 for 4, scored a couple runs, stolen base.
Jordan Lyles warming up in the Rockies bullpen.
There's a strike. How about John Gray? Since the break, he's 3-0 with an 0.69 ERA. Is that any good?
Just won another ball game at home. There's 5-0 at Coors Field.
Ground ball to Howie Kendrick for 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 9.
Here's Jordan Lyles.
He's been warming up.
Mayhew, 2 for 3 and a walk, single, 2-run home run. Scored a couple runs. I'm wondering, I got to ask Bettis, if the league would allow him to wear his sweatshirt with the hood over the top to the mound. My guess is he would.
Oh, definitely he would.
We have not seen Chad without that look, no matter what the weather, no matter what the temperature,
Okay.
no matter what the location. He was like that in Baltimore. In Baltimore, it was 3 degrees below whatever it is on the sun.
Wasn't the heat index like 111?
The heat index was incinerator, and he was running around in that.
Well, we'll wait and see when we get to Washington for that day game what happens then if he's not pitching. Just like you said, you never know.
Two and 1 on LeMahieu. Up the middle, 3rd hit of the night for DJ. Guess who comes to bat?
Omega 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. Last 3 at bats. Last 2 gets a changeup from Brock Stewart. And then another breaking pitch off the back wall.
19th time in Cargo's career he has hit more than 1 in a game. 3rd time this season. He has the most 4 RBI games in his career, 6. And they've all come, get this, since June the 1st. And last time I checked, there's another 2 months of baseball, and if he drives another one in tonight, he's got his 7th. going to happen here. That'll end the inning. Ooh, Cargo went down. Is he all right?
Grabbing his left ankle. Roll over. Yeah.
His back ankle.
Back ankle rolled over the top of it. Currently being held up. Don't want to put a whole lot of weight on it.
In a 12-2 game or any other, that is not what you want to see. So Cargo comes out. David Dahl flips from left to right, and Rafael Ynoa will take over in left field. Jordan Lyles will take over on the mound as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Stick around for the Toyota post-game show. They'll have an update on Carlos Gonzalez. I hope it's one of those deals where he can start to walk it off in the clubhouse and get ice on it right away.
Sometimes it's like you play basketball, you roll your ankle, it hurts for a little bit, and then it starts to feel better. Let's hope that is the case, because he did put a lot of weight on it when he twisted it and then fell down. Couldn't put much weight on it after that.
Comebacker to Jordan. 1 out. Kendrick is 0 for 4.
We were watching the baseball, really weren't watching what happened to Cargo. Wasn't watching. Grabs it, AJ Ellis calling the trainers out. Duggar, Walt Weiss, Scotty Garrett ends up coming out just to help him off the field.
Corey Seager is 1 for 3. The Rockies, until yesterday, had been pretty fortunate with their core group avoiding injuries. You know what happened to Trevor Story. This is line toward Dahl. We can't afford to have another middle of the order bat. Cargo, obviously one of the premier players in the league, down for very long.
And especially the way he's been swinging the bat.
The way he's been swinging it. and the way the club is playing. Justin Turner's not going to swing the bat here. He's called back in the blowout.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is now available. You can join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices.
Chris Taylor is going to pinch hit for Turner. And he hits the ball to left field. And Noah grabs it. It's a quick and efficient 1-2-3 for Jordan Lyles as we go to the bottom of the 8th with the Rockies up by 10. Hit here in the 8th. It's going to be Christian Adames. Christian will come in and play third base. Urias continuing on, 3rd inning of work. First inning wasn't very good. Second inning much better. He gave up 3 runs in the first inning that he pitched. Chris Taylor, who pinch hit for Justin Turner, naturally stays in there. One thing that Dave Roberts has been able to achieve tonight, despite getting blown out, is he's stayed away from the main cogs in his bullpen. Last night, remember, he had to use some of his big guys. J.P. Howell had to work. Joe Blanton worked. You know, Jesse Chavez, who they just picked up, worked. And tonight, Josh Fields, who just got called up from AAA, recent acquisition from Houston. That's down the line. That's a fair ball. And Adames will slam on the brakes. So he has a pinch single. That's the Rockies' 17th hit of the night.
And for Christian, this was AB number 40 as a pinch hitter. Now 2 for 15 hitting right-handed as a pinch hitter. Sneaks it past the glove of Adrian Gonzalez. To get back to your point from a moment ago, Drew, that's the whole key. Whenever you come into a series, especially at Coors Field, and your starting pitcher gets blown out early, and going to your bullpen, how does that manage? How do you do it so you don't use everybody and use your plus side guys? That's always the biggest fear I think it's a little bit easier in a 3-game series, but in a 4-game series, those things are just, those are crushers. And it can hurt you not only for the 3 or 4 games, but it hurts you for a week, 10 days down the road.
I've heard managers lament that so many times when they start a road trip, in particular in Colorado.
You know, for the Dodgers, it's just a 3-game set here and then immediately back to LA.
It's going to be an interesting homestand for the Dodgers in that they're going to see a couple of high-quality teams. They're going to play Boston on that homestand. They're going to see Pittsburgh on the homestand, also Philadelphia. Dahl goes down. 3 for 5 tonight for David. Mark Reynolds is 3 for 4 tonight on his 33rd birthday.
Right in the heart of the Subaru strike zone.
Rockies look like they're going to give an inning to Gonzalez Jermet. Two balls and a strike on Reynolds. Tyler Anderson, 7 innings, a 2-run baseball, 6 hits, a couple of walks, 7 strikeouts. The Rockies' ratio coming in of strikeouts to walks, 2.18 to 1 for their starting pitchers again, is the best in club history. Got to be able to miss bats.
You have to, and not give freebies away. Some updated news on Trevor Story as Daniel comes to the plate. You know about the thumb injury. We'll have surgery tomorrow. I saw Trevor in the locker room today. Said, "How you doing?" I think he was in a little bit better spirits today. Yesterday it was the news and my teammates and everything. Today it was more resigned to the fact, okay, I've got to have it. Let's get it done so I can get on the road to recovery.
It's the process of turning the page, and then you know he's going to throw all the energy that he pours into his baseball work, his lifting, and his preparation to play. He'll throw that into his rehab.
He also has youth on his side with that surgery to be able to heal. And
I know people keep tweeting out questions of us. You know, can he come back by the last week of the season? Can he come back if the Rockies do make the postseason? There's no way of determining. It is typically an 8 to 12 week, and 8 is really on the optimistic side from what we've been told, to get back to playing Major League Baseball. Probably a little longer than that.
You have to reattach that ligament.
But I would never bet against that kid.
No, but you do know this much, though, that he would have to pass every hurdle and then some, and all the tests, everything involved before they would risk coming back for his future.
And a ground ball to second. Kendrick throws out Daniel Descalso. And we will go to the 9th inning. Rockies need 3 more outs to celebrate once again as they lead the Dodgers by 10. Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. It's been a terrific night for the Rockies offense and a terrific night for Tyler Anderson on the hill. Colorado up 12-2 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Here's a preview of what's to come afterward. Jenny Cavnar and the boys.
All right, Drew, thanks. I could get used to some Loto magic. What do you guys think?
Of course I can get used to Loto magic. People are going crazy, and you should be. Tyler Anderson tonight was fantastic. 7 innings pitch, another quality start, and we're going to break down how he did it on a hitter's night.
More importantly, on that hitter's night, the first 6 guys of the Rockies offense, 15 for 27. That's 555, 5 home runs, and 11 RBIs.
You love it. Of course, Carlos Gonzalez leaving this game. We will update you on his status. You don't want anything bad after we just heard of Trevor Story's loss for the season yesterday. Guys, we'll see you after the game.
All right, Jenny, thank you. And a nice play by DJ LeMahieu. He'll get up and throw out Scott Van Slyke. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 9th inning.
And that's what you like to see when you come into the ball game like Gonzalez-Jermin did. 1 pitch. DJ calmly throws it over to first base. Gonzalez last pitch Saturday in New York. 1 inning. Clean across the board. Jordan Lyles, in his 1 inning, worked through only 6 pitches.
Adrian Gonzalez is 1 for 3. Base hit to left field in the 4th inning. Change up for a strike, 1-1. Pitching matchup tomorrow. Tyler Chatwood for the Rockies. Kenta Maeda, who was pushed back a day. He'll go for the Dodgers. 9-7. They pushed him back because they've noticed as he makes his 22nd start that he's been much better with longer rest, or what is more typical of Japan.
Exactly. They have usually 5 to 7 days in between their starts over in Japan.
More off days over there.
More off days. So that's what they're trying to do, is buy the rookie, and he is rookie classification wise. Some extra time.
Gonzalez walks. Kubota pitching performance tonight. Tyler Anderson gives up a 2-run home run in the first to Justin Turner, and then he put his foot down. At one point he retired 11 out of 12. And the final numbers on the evening, outstanding. Another quality start, high quality start. Let's add that adjective to his outing. 2 runs over 7 innings at Coors Field.
Well, let's also add his longest start in the major leagues at 7 innings.
7 straight starts for Tyler of working at least 6 innings. He said he lowered his ERA to a 3 1/4.
Yep.
Ground ball to third. 1 on to first. Double play. Ball game over. And the Rockies have taken the first 2 against the Dodgers. Last night it was 7-3. Tonight it's 12-2 as the Rockies pound out 17 hits. Tyler Anderson improves to 4-3. And that ERA of 3.25, the lowest of any Rocky starter through 10 ball games. Stewart takes the loss. Brock Stewart's now 0-2. And this is the latest the Rockies have been above 500 as they improved to 54-53 since the last game of 2010. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game provided by Cargo. 4 ribbies last night, 3 more tonight on 2 home runs. His 19th career multi-home run game. And we'll find out in the Twitter post-game show how that ankle is as he rolled it over in his final at bat. Big night for Cargo, big night for the offense. 12 runs, 17 hits, 5 home runs to center field. The Toyota post-game shed. Here's Jenny.
Well, it's a little windy out here. The elements sentiments are coming out for the Rockies as well, above 500. I mean, feel it. You
It's a
fired
really
up?
good game. Let's get going. I got a chance to get home before 10 o'clock. Let's go.
More importantly, Spilly and I have something really, really interesting we want to argue about here on Post.
Oh, I can't wait.
We
I
have
love
a
a little
mega
arguing.
argument coming up.
Stick with us.